All right, here are some of those records we were talking about a moment ago. Also, most field goals made in a half combined, most assists and a half by a team. The West with 28. That equals a record. And Chris Paul with 9 assists in the first half. Of course, it has been schoolyard. Defense has not been a priority, but it has certainly been, as Curry knocks down a 3, it has certainly been an offensive showcase.
Marv, even when defense is a priority, Curry still knocks down threes from deep. So sometimes it's hard to tell whether it's defense or not, even though it's not much exhibited by Anthony on that play.
And Marv, I'm looking at the score sheet here. C. Webb and I have scored. We even scored in that first half.
Exactly.
I believe I have 2 field goals myself.
Yeah, there you go.
Couple free throws.
Curry around Lowry, goes behind the back, and Leonard fires for 3. Durant on the follow. Let's say there's no physical action. Players have not felt each other as Paul George lays it home. But it is all-star basketball here in Toronto, where yesterday it was -9 Fahrenheit. Westbrook comes up with an air ball. It's down to 9 degrees here tonight. Last touch by the West, so the East will put it in play. Lowry for George. Starting lineup is back on the floor. And Paul George hits the 3. He has 21 points. Curry for 3. Yes. For Steph Curry, that's his 3rd from downtown. He's 3 of 7 from beyond that 3-point line. A rare miss for George, who's been on fire. Here's Curry from way downtown.
Oh, my goodness. Think about this coming into this All-Star game. He was 17 of 38 from 25-plus feet, 45%.
And it's Paul George of the Pacers once again. We touched on it earlier with the George. Nice setup. Durant able to slam it home. Paul George making it back from that broken right leg to all-star status. Carmelo Anthony way off, and Wade is there for the putback. George appeared in only 6 regular season games last season. The final 6 of the year. Broke his leg in the training camp for the U.S. national team. Here's Steph Curry with that quick release. Some say it's 0.1 seconds.
What about him in the All-Star practice yesterday? Guaranteeing that he would make a half-court shot, banking the first one, then guaranteeing he'd switch the next one, which he did.
Durant backs his way to 3-point territory. Kevin Durant of the Oklahoma City Thunder. 17 points on 8 of 13, and it's Westbrook from downtown off the turnover.
Think about that 1-2 punch. Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, come playoff time, trying to game plan for the OKC Thunder.
Westbrook again. Another 3 for Westbrook. Both teams going with their starting lineups. The alley-oop did not work, but Anthony there to finish it off.
Remember last year in the second half, it was Westbrook with that dominant second half in New York City.
And he finished with 41 points. Once again, it is Westbrook. Curry was behind the backboard as he attempted that shot.
And we expected him to make it.
It looked good.
I'm
from
disappointed. You're better than that, Curry.
It looked good.
That's a horse shot. Curry to the bucket. 17 for Steph Curry. Getting back to Westbrook with 41. He was 1 off the All-Star game record held by Wilt Chamberlain, who scored 42 back in 1962. Westbrook for 3. So Russell Westbrook catching fire. He's 7 of 11, 2 from downtown, 16 points in all. And the West is opened up. The big lead.
Goodness.
Westbrook adds to it. Timeout taken.
These kids are
by
having
the East.
fun.
19 for Westbrook, 11 coming here in the third quarter. Over the first, well, less than 4 minutes of this third quarter. The West 119, the East 102.
Celebrate one another. There's enough of us tripping, holding, hitting, kicking, elbowing during the regular season.
Of us.
Former players like Chris and myself.
Well, I thought you were referring to yourself.
No.
Both teams stay the same. Carmelo Anthony on the foul. This is the biggest lead of the night. The West with a 119-104 advantage, 7.5 remaining in this third quarter. Here is Westbrook from way downtown. Leonard, yes. Kawhi Leonard of the San Antonio Spurs. He now has 15 points. You know, watching Chris Paul's young son as John Wall has just checked in, able to go the distance. I mean, just how many years ago was it Steph Curry who was here in Toronto because his father Dell played 3 years for the Raptors, and he was doing the same. He knows, I mean, he knows the city pretty well, and then of course spent much time in Charlotte because that, for the most part, was where Dell played his pro ball. John Wall takes to the rim, and Del Curry was an outstanding shooter himself.
You're right, Marv. I just think of that highlight of a young Steph Curry shooting with the baggy shorts on and a big jersey, a half-court shot, and he talked about how much he loved his time in Toronto and around the players.
Durant comes up short, and here's Wall working the point. Beautiful pass. LeBron James with the finish. John Wall with the assist.
How about the switch to the left hand there by LeBron?
Hard to appreciate. He makes it look so easy, jumping effortlessly.
Bryant picks up the assist on the pass to Westbrook. Durant getting back. George fires. Yes. Oh, he is
On fire.
Yes, he is. 27 points for George. That's his seventh. Yeah, 3.
7 of 13 from downtown for PG.
You know, Reggie, you could tell sometimes when certain guys, as Kobe pays homage to Kareem right there, but Reggie, sometimes you can tell when that guy has his look in his eyes saying, I want the MVP. George looks like he's trying to give this. You see him attacking the hole, not settling for the 3.
And Rick Popovich takes a timeout. So Paul George with 29 points, 11 of 17, 7 from three-point territory. LeBron James also getting into the act. He has 13 points. 7 have hit 14 out of 3. Grant for yes, okay, 14 of 39. Yes.
Can people add in the truck? My goodness. Press of a button. Can't get it and see Webb and I look bad.
Reggie getting on the guys in the truck. Never a good idea.
No, it's not. And I apologize.
No, you don't have to apologize because they will get you back.
Oh, absolutely. Well, but acting like it's my fault. I didn't do that.
Here's Wall with a burst. 17 for Wall. He's 8 of 10 from the field. Here's Harden for 3. So both teams have made changes. Paul George stays on the floor, as does Carmelo Anthony. It's John Wall, DeMar DeRozan, and Dwayne Wade in the 3-guard set. Anthony, yes. Carmelo Anthony of the New York Knicks. Anthony has 11. A Knicks team that has struggled. Brand new coach with Kurt Rambis taking over for Derek Fisher. Davis with 14. At one point, the Knicks were at the 500 mark. They've lost 10 of their last 11. As Wall does it again. And there's been trade speculation again. And a supposed 3-team deal, Cleveland, Boston, and the Knicks. Carmelo says knows nothing about it. LeBron says it won't happen.
So that means it's going to happen, huh?
Anthony Davis now has 16 points. Well, as Reggie pointed out, as we covered the East-West practice yesterday when we were listening to Carmelo chatting with David Aldridge, When Carmelo said as Harden is wide of the mark and Wall is up with it, when he started a sentence by saying, to be honest with you, what was your explanation of that, Rick?
When everyone says, to be quite honest with you,
Yes.
they're lying to you. They're lying. It's a diversionary tactic. They want you to think one thing and something else happens. But for the Knicks, though.
Are you talking from personal experience? As
Sure.
Anthony Davis.
Absolutely. The Knicks have found a breakout star, though, in their rookie, Porzingis, who put on a show in that World USA game. There's something to build towards the future along with, as we speak now, Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo has had problems with that surgically repaired knee. Here is DeRozan. Thompson kind of trotting after it as DeRozan is able to put it down. That was broken up by Wall. Here's Wall. Oh, Thompson got a hand on it. Able to poke it away. And here's Thompson with a wide open three. Carmelo Anthony with the block on LaMarcus Aldridge. 2.5 remaining in this third quarter. It's a rare miss by Paul George. DeRozan is right there. Yes! And it counts. DeMar DeRozan of the Toronto Raptors will go to the line looking for a three-point play.
And if we're going to talk a little bit of strategy, what kind of got the East back in this game is the fact that they went to a small lineup, actually with George and Anthony at the center, as you see the scoop in the and one. And this is what I love. You know, fans, we're all basketball players are fans of the game, and when you see the emotion on the sidelines and the faces, it's not just because it's the one time you get the rest during the year and appreciate each other's games, but it's truly because the moves of these greats put you in awe.
And we saw some of that last night in the slam dunk contest, and we saw it, of course, in the three-point shooting affairs. Isaiah Thomas of the Boston Celtics knocks it down. I mean, that duel in the final between Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Devin Booker of Phoenix was just sensational. Amazing shooting. Aldridge able to hit, and of course the slam dunk that went, what, 3 overtimes?
I've been on record saying that was the best Saturday night, probably other than 1988 when MJ and Dominique battled in the dunk contest, and Larry Joe Bird and Dale Ellis with, remember Bird walking off with the finger up, knocking it down. That night was pretty spectacular too.
In terms of slam dunk, I thought the Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady also would rank. Now to vote for the Kia NBA All-Star MVP, tweet hashtag Kia All-Star MVP with players' first and last name. Voting opens at the start of the fourth quarter.
I like those emojis.
Emojis, yes.
Yeah, I like those.
Very nice. Yeah.
They blessed us this All-Star weekend with our own emojis as well.
Yes, they did. Anthony Davis again taking advantage. Here's Isaiah Thomas for 3. And back comes Paul.
And Marv, I'm assuming you knew what an emoji was, right?
You see that as a...
I'm just making sure that you knew what technology was and all that.
Mr. Techie, somewhat. Davis again just lays it in. I have an iPod.
Nice.
I have an iPad.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
It stops right there. Al Horford, a late addition to the squad. Out of the Atlanta Hawks, a replacement for Chris Bosh, who was a late scratch due to a strained calf. So Harden now has 14. That is his second three-pointer. We're down to a half minute to go in this third quarter. The outlet to Paul. He has Davis on the left, sets him up. And it's another assist for Chris Paul. That is number 13.
See, Webb, the body control. The body control of Anthony Davis.
And then after that, the hand control to be able to figure out where you are on the court mentally and finish strong.
Here's Wall. He missed the stuff. Final seconds of the quarter. So Chris Paul with the bucket. And here is Horford from deep. Yes, that's a three. So the score, 3 quarters complete in this 65th NBA All-Star game. It's the West 140.